Hi everybody, Caroline Best here, Dow of Horsemanship, everything horses and more. We're gonna go get Lovey, turn the Christmas music down. Oh my gosh.
Disney for your chance to experience Disney magic all year.
All right. Well, as you all know, I always like to show you everything. That's why it's called Everything Horses and More. What it's like every time I go to ask my horses to be with me. It's always like this. It's wonderful. And that's what I keep trying to prove to all of you, is that anytime, any place, you can ask your horse to join you and be with you. And this is what makes the most amazing relationship ever, and also what is going to give you safety. And if I were to get her and something scared her and spooked her, what I would be able to do to get her back and connected with me. All right, so I'm going to ask her to come on. Oh, legend. Come on, love. Come over here with me. Come. Good girl. Yeah, we got to get tacked up, sweetheart, for the video. You going to say good morning? Come on. Come. Yep, come here. Go say good morning to your bubbas, all your buddies. So yeah, I like showing you guys. Come here. Love. Come. Everything. Yes, everything. The whole process. So, come here. I need you to stay focused. Thank you. Come here. I need you to get to the noisy rooster, to the point where you're nice and quiet and stand here. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, you've already been brushed and fly sprayed. I'm going to get you one more time. So it is important. So I am going to grab my little friend right here called the carriage whip. Yep. It's just like when you say to your child, that's it. There are 3 strikes and you're out. I'm not going to ask more than 3 times. And then I'm going to up the ante. I love you too. They're so smart. They're just like children. She knows how far she can push things before, yes, I get a little more serious. Good girl. Thank you, sweetheart. You're gonna groom me too. Oh, it doesn't get much better than this. I love you too. It's a good girl. All right, I don't want to touch your chest. You still got that dermatitis. I don't know what you have on your chest, but hopefully it'll get better. But it doesn't look very friendly right now. And I know it irritates you. I know. And it's a little warm. Yeah, it looks pretty nasty. Come here, sweet girl. Lovey is a very high sensitive. Come. Really high sensitive horse. And I think I've mentioned in all of my videos when I'm tacking up, you always want the horse's head up and their front legs square when you go to fit your saddle or your saddle pad and your girth. Oh gosh, no. That's not your girth. That's got to be. Let's see if we can bring this down a little. That was on Sundance. So that's the best way to fit. Yeah, let me just bring this down, see if we can't get this on you. It's on 1. If not, I will grab another girth. Yep, I think we'll be okay. Good girl. So I've already done the work necessary before. Not today, but I mean in the years prior, the relationship and the level of discipline has already been done with Lovey years ago. That's created the ability for her to help me and to stand here patiently. So I don't have to do that work anymore. When I get back into lunging my horses, it's to get them back into shape more than anything. at their level. That's where we are. I don't do the lunging to get the mindset anymore. I do the lunging to build, good girl, you're helping me, to build the balance back. Mwah. It doesn't get much better than this, sweetheart. Balance and the stamina, the strength. I think that was for your sister too. And Miss Sundance, it's a little too short. There you go. And let that hang right over the fleshy part of the nose. Do you need to get by? You okay? All right. Lovey's going to sleep. Yeah, I can't even touch her chest, so I'll take care of it later today. I'll see if I can't put that. I've got the steroid cream. Put the steroid cream on you. Yeah, I love you. You're sucking on my fingers. She's been doing that a lot lately. You're just a love. It's like, it's my pinky. That's a new thing, huh? It's a new thing. All right, let's go out to the dressage arena. So I'm actually going to get on from here. Today's video is part of the riding basics, everything you should know. The continuation. We have 11 areas to riding, to basic areas. They're basic, but they're areas that I have found over the years that my students at whatever level of riding in any discipline aren't 100% sure of, or they're not doing it. And so these 11 areas are part of my pre-flight to riding, as I call it, how to prepare your horse. And we're not doing any groundwork. This is just how to, when your horse is at a level where Lovey is and you're ready to get on and ride, I'd like you guys to check and to work on these areas, because they're going to be able, like a barometer, to tell you when you're ready to take it to the next level in your riding or not. And so if Lovey couldn't stand here, and let's say she took off, or she was really fidgety, or I had to keep asking her to stay still, that would tell me that her mindset is not in the right place. And whatever that means a lot of things. She doesn't feel safe, she's fractious, she's not disciplined enough to ground with me, which you can see she's going to sleep, so she's grounding. Our relationship isn't strong enough. There's many factors, many qualities when I talk about this way. So that means we would have to do more groundwork. But because she's right here with me, totally connected and paying attention and helping me, we're ready to ride. But we're not just going to get on and ride. That's the point I'm making. We need to talk about all the other areas that show up when you're getting ready to get on and start your riding. All those areas that are so important to staying safe and connected to your horse, and not being in a position where you feel like you've got to fight to get your point across or to teach your horse. So that's where we're headed right now. I am gonna get on and ride her up to the dressage area, and then I'm gonna get off and we're gonna start over. So again, today's video is riding basics, what every rider needs to know, and we are on rule number 2, pre-flight. So I'm going to ride her up to the dressage, we're going to open the gates, and then I'm going to get off and we're going to talk about what I mean by pre-flight to riding. What does that mean and what does it include? So this is rule number 2. Last week we did rule number 1, which was mounting, and what that should look like when your horse helps you get on, gives you permission to get on. And all of this focuses on my method, my training approach. This isn't just bits and pieces on how to fix anything. This is all about my way of riding. So you've got to get your horse developed to this point, and then you go to get on and it's like that. And if it isn't like that, you'll get off and you'll know what to do to fix it, because you've been following my method. Come, come, yeah, come on, yep, good girl. So I shouldn't have to pull her and make her come get me. She knows what I'm getting ready to do and what I need to do. Good girl, I don't want to break this, good. And she's pinning her ears. All my horses are very protective of me when I get on. So she's telling everybody, don't look at me and Mama, and don't come near us. And then she tries to protect me like she would a baby. All the mares are like that. My mares. You're a good girl. Yeah, thank you, sweetie. Are you ready? All right, so, yep, you got to turn your big body. Very nice. She already knows what to do, and she's going to bang into the tack box, and she knows how to handle that. Doesn't scare her. Our job is to open the gates. Yep, and Lovey's like I said, a very high sensitive horse. She has a really strong work ethic. She's always ready to go. It's kind of funny because we call her so sleepy. You know, she gets that real sleepy, Nyla, you can come. Sleepy, dopey look in her eye. And then when you are ready to do something, whether it's the ground or riding, she's always prepared. So yes, all the horses have to help you. That gate's a little too low. Yep, and she's gonna learn exactly. Good girl. Yep, so that tells me we've got really good connection, especially with the subtlety of our aids. Good girl, and she's nice and quiet and attentive. Excellent. Very nice. And I'm going up with one hand, semi-casual rein. We're going to talk about contact as we proceed with these riding basic videos. That will be in there too, how much contact to have. Right now, I'm going to see what little I need. And that also tells me where her mind is. And I'm focused. We're going to talk about focus. A lot of people use the word target practice with horses, and then they give them treats. I've always used, for me in my work, focus. And that's what I was taught from the great masters in reining and dressage. Focus, look where you want to go. Project that, ride to it. Your horse knows where you're looking. They can feel you. Good girl. Oh my. Mr. Ledge. Hey, Renee! Can you let Lele in with us? Thanks, love. Isn't that cool? So that's my little Arab who's retired having a tantrum because he wants to be a part of this. And it's not about her, it's about me. I love it. I miss them. They used to be my number ones. And they were with me in everything I did. All my clinics and travel and expos and videos. So God bless him. He wants to come with the mama. Good girl. Come on in, camera lady. Good girl, love. All right, we're going to go up to the mounting block. Good girl. So, again, typically, we would just start all of our videos here, right? Last week I showed you how to mount in a dressage saddle, dismount in a dressage saddle, how to mount in a bareback pad, dismount in a bareback pad. Last week's video, we're doing short trailers or commercials now on my YouTube channel. And they're short videos or commercials of the long training video. So you have to sign up to get this long training video. Come on! I'm right here! Come on! The gate's open. Oh, show him coming up here. That is just precious. I just love my horses. Come on! Come on, Duty! Oh, look at that cute little thing. So, I showed you in the long full length video, rule number 1, getting permission to mount. I showed you how to mount from the ground in my dressage saddle. Come on, you can open the gate. And I also showed you how to mount with 2 inches of slack in your girth. Come on. Well, come on in here. Gate's open. Come on. Come on. Lele, come. Come on. Yep, you're smart. Come on. Come. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, good boy. Good boy. Come on. There you go. There you go. Good boy. Good girl. Oh, you are something, little lamb chop. I have 10 different pet names for you. You cuteness. Oh, so if you didn't watch last week's video, rule number 1, you need to, because one of the coolest things I show you guys, in addition to your horse coming to pick you up and give you permission to get on, and that is my own. I show you how to mount her from the ground in the dressage saddle with 2 inches of slack in the girth, how to get on and not pull the saddle. You got to watch it. There's a whole balance in how you use the horse's body to help you balance. So I'm on her already. Let's just pretend I just got on. I got permission to get on. And she already helped me. So rule number 2 is your pre-flight to riding. There's 5 specific areas I want to check before I ride off. Now, I already had pre-flight to mounting. You already saw how connected she was and loving for me to get on. So now, for you guys, if you're just mounting your horse and you have permission to get on, there are 5 specific areas, with the first one being called adjusting. When I get on, I'm always adjusting stuff. My pants, I want to be able to not have the rein, have a loose rein, or have the rein dropped like this. I want to be able to, like I said, I'm usually filming, adjust my belt. Where's my phone? Maybe I need to text somebody. But the point is it's pre-flight to riding. Is my horse super relaxed and super quiet? Is she just waiting for me with relaxed, dopey ears, relaxed look in her eye? Maybe she turns around and yawns. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So I've adjusted. That's number 1. Number 2, I'm going to do a body scan for myself. And I teach this on the ground, and I talk a lot about it in my groundwork. So most of my groundwork, well, it's very complex to begin with. And I have 3 styles of lunging. So not only are we developing self-carriage and the fluidity of the movement in your horse and the mind and all these wonderful things through my groundwork, specifically my lunging, we're also developing you as a rider through the lunging, my lunging method. So we have our own body scan and pre-flight when we're working on the ground with the horse. So if you're following my method and my program, you've already developed that. So by the time you get on, you're going to do the same body scan. Because most of the time, I think 99% of the time, when my students are having lessons with me and they're not following my method or they're learning the method, they're tight and their bodies are not correct when they first get on the horse. Their leg isn't long enough. It's either too jacked up in the stirrups or too far forward. They're hollowed out in their back, in their lower small part of their back. Their hands are not in the right position. They're tense. They might be too excited. There's so many things going on that contributes to your horse, adding to your horse. So I'm either going to add to Lovey's relaxation right now because of my mindset, my breath work, my body scan, or I'm going to add to my horse's nervousness or anxiety. And like I said, Lovey's a high sensitive. So this is just amazing to be able to get to this place, and you can with any horse, no matter what they've been through, because I'm a rehab specialist, to get them to this place. So right now, I want to make sure that there's no tension in my body, that I am in a centered riding position. And what that means is you're going to have a line from your shoulder to your elbow, to your hip, to your heel. Now, I don't have a saddle, so the saddle is specifically designed to keep the rider in place, so specifically your leg. So as a bareback rider, you can have your leg a little more forward so that it puts you back on your balance point. But most specifically, I want to see a lot of upper body relaxation and poise. Relaxation and poise. And I don't want your horse cocking a leg, because it puts too much stress on the rest of her legs, and if anything were to startle her, you're not going to be on your balance point, and it'd be too easy for you to fall off. So that's a little rule right there. She can sleep, but she's going to sleep with 4 legs, not with 3. So I've done my body scan from the top of my head, down my back, my shoulders, my arms are nice and relaxed by my sides. And this is really important to correct rider position, which we're not going to get into today. That's going to be one of the rules as we keep progressing with this video series. But one of the things I don't want to see are your arms locked up and out in front of you, because that pulls your body forward. And right now I'm pulling myself off my balance point, and I'm tightening up either my back or my stomach. And therefore I have tightness in my body. And as a rider, your body needs to go with the movement, and it needs to be relaxed and flexible, yet it can't be a sack of potatoes either. It has to have some level of poise and strength. Thank you, love. I know, you're gonna have to stand with all 4 legs though, babes. Good girl. So that's why we wanna, and you also don't wanna lock up your arms, like I said, because you're gonna create brace in your body, and that brace creates opposition to movement. It's one of the #1 things every student of mine has, and I don't care if you're 2nd or 3rd level dressage rider. Reiners don't have it as bad because their whole body position is really here, and when they want the horse to go faster, they push it. So they have a lot more flexibility and mobility in their arm, where I see so many dressage riders locked up here all the time. And when you look at the great master riders in dressage, and you look at the Grand Prix level and the Olympic level, they're usually here because they know how important it is for their body position to have that level of flexibility, relaxation, and poise. And they don't want to lock up. They want to keep pushing that movement forward. So they need that flexibility. So really pay attention to where your arms are, and are you breathing? And when you're sitting on your horse, can you feel your balance point? So your body scan is huge. Can you feel your balance point? Where is your balance point? It's between your left and right seat or sit bones back towards your anus. It's an upside down triangle. So your left and right sit bones to your anus. That's where the weeble wobbles but doesn't fall down. So you don't want to be in front of your sit bones or seat bones, because you're going to be on your pubic bone. You're too far forward. And you don't want to be leaning back on your tailbone, that which is behind your anus. So you've got to find that spot. That is your balance point, your center of gravity. So body scan would be #2. #3, we are going to be able to pick up the reins, and that doesn't signal anything to our horse. Nothing. How many of you can pick up your reins and your horse doesn't get tight or think we're heading off? It shouldn't be that way. Your seat is the captain. Your seat and your focus and your mind and your body energy is what tells the horse where to go, not your legs and not your hands. So I'm going to pick up the reins, and I'm going to work on vertical and lateral side-to-side flexions called suppling. I want to make sure that my horse, she's sleeping, so she's going to be a little more dull right now. But if I pick up my reins, both of my reins, I'll give her a little, there you go, cluck maybe, just to wake her up. And I just want to see where I love you, thank you for looking for me, thanks for looking. I want to see where she is on the vertical. Very nice. She just broke at the pole and broke in the shoulder. 2 points of resistance through the top line. So I like how light she is. We had to work to get here. It doesn't happen immediately. Remember, this isn't a how-to exactly. The how-to is in my Mastery membership program. And then I want to be able to pick up and cant her eye to the left. Good girl. Now I want to pick up and cant it to the right. Pick up and cant it to the left. Good. So I want to make sure that that pole, I got swing in that pole. And the pole is right here, right between the ears. That's the first place a horse is going to lock up in their top line, and become resistant and tight. And if that pole is tight and resistant, so is the shoulder, and so is your ride. So I want you to be communicating with the horse right now before you even walk off. Is that, where are your cues? Where are your hands? How responsive is your horse to the lightness of your hands? Because that's our ultimate goal. And because you're going to need this in your riding, because anytime the ride gets tight, you're going to bounce and you're going to get tight. And it's going to be really hard to sit that, and it's uncomfortable for you, and it's going to break your horse down. So I've got my vertical, got her here, good. I'm going to put her on the, give her a side view here. Good girl, love. So I'm going to ask her to get on the vertical. Good girl. This is the only time I'm going to supple right at the halt and work on a frame. And you'll see why. Other than that, the frame comes naturally in the ride. A frame comes naturally in the ride when everything is working together. Most importantly, your energy from the hind end comes forward, and your horse is already developed enough physically and mentally so that they're balanced. You don't make balance with your hands. But I have to work on a frame right now because it's a checkpoint for me. Tells me how relaxed she is, yet how responsive she is. And it's going to work towards my backup. So I've got my vertical flexion, I've got my lateral flexion, I have everything where I need it to be for a backup. So how smooth and fluid and light is a 3-step backup. Just like when you get on or in your car or your motorcycle, you got to check your buttons, your controls, or plane. I want to make sure that I have forward, I have halt, and I have backup, and I have suppling. I'm able to bend my horse, and I'm not looking for rubbernecking. She knows how to rubberneck and break at the middle of her neck. Sure, you're always going to want that too. But specifically, the level of suppling that I teach, which is your basic foundation to dressage. Because we're going to need all of that, what I just showed you with the halt, in all of our walk and trot and canter as we keep developing the movement. Because that's all part of your shoulder fore and your shoulder in, and helping her to bend into the gymnastics that are needed more with the haunches to develop even more balance and strength in the riding when you're on her. Thank you, baby. So you had all 5. You had, when you got on, can you adjust, pick up your rein, drop your rein, do your stuff, and your horse isn't like, oh my God, are we getting ready to go? Can you pick up your rein and drop your rein? I haven't said anything to her. There's no mind. My mind's on you right now. When I go to pick up the rein, specifically, thank you for the cue. She knows the cue. She knows to give to this. And I can feel her whole back and shoulder open up when she drops and breaks at that pole. And I need to be able to create a responsive horse that is so light to my touch. I don't want to be pulling and making her supple when we start getting into the walk and the walk transitions and the trot transitions. And then do I have my horse's attention? There's a fire down there. When I want to back up, how easy is my backup? Is she resistant? Is she stuck on the forehand? Is she hollowing out and struggling? If she is, there's problems, mental or physical. Maybe your saddle doesn't fit right. Maybe you're here instead of being back here. So that's rule number 2, your pre-flight, checking all your buttons and checking yourself most importantly before you get ready to go off into your ride, your warm-up. So stay tuned for next week, rule number 3. Thank you. I look forward to your comments, and may you always be one with your horse.